and I are coming to you live November 14th. It's about 9:30 a.m. We're at the foot of beautiful Mount Shasta here in Northern California. We're on our way back home to Southern California temporarily from Oregon. And we left Oregon yesterday, actually late yesterday evening, and then we drove about 4 hours and we stopped in Medford, right near between Medford and Ashland, and we slept overnight at a rest area for about 6 hours, and then now we're just heading back into Southern California. And I just had to stop here because this mountain is just so beautiful. It really jumps out at you. And that's Mount Shasta, 14,179 feet. It's the second highest mountain in the Cascade Mountain range, and it's the 5th highest peak in California. So it is an absolutely ginormous mountain. It's almost as high as Mount Whitney, not quite. It's only about 250 feet lower than Mount Whitney. So it's one of the big boys. And we're just here stretching our legs a little bit. I wanted to give Brenda some running around time, and I wanted to let her run off leash like I like to do. So we actually exited and we drove through the town of Weed a little bit. It's a nice quaint little town, and we're actually behind Weed High School. This is Weed High School, and we're sort of in the back behind the field. We found a nice little gravel road turnout, and there's this nice little open space here. So figured we'd stop here and I'd take some video of the beautiful mountain and let Brenda run around. So that's about it. It's just one of these little impromptu videos, and I believe this is video number 50 for Brenda's channel. So this is actually a monumental milestone for Brenda's channel. This is number 50, but it's not going to be an overly in-depth video, but that's okay. One of these impromptu ones. But yeah, I mainly wanted to just stop here and just shoot some video of this mountain because it's so beautiful. I mean, it's such a gorgeous mountain. And as you're driving south on Interstate 5, coming in from Oregon, coming into Northern California, the mountain, it jumps out at you. It basically just looks right at you as you're coming south on 5. So it's hard not to notice it. And you know, I'm such a geography nerd and an outdoorsman and an environmental guy, so looking at this beautiful mountain means a lot to me. This mountain is really something special in my mind. And there's a lot of spiritualism tied to this mountain. A lot of the indigenous groups that were in this area, a lot of the Native Americans and a lot of the indigenous groups held this mountain extremely sacred, and they still do to this day. There was a lot of spiritualism and a lot of spiritual practices tied to Mount Shasta. And it's still a popular spiritual getaway for all types of people. I don't know how many people actually hike to the top of that mountain. I don't even know if there's a trail that you can I've never actually researched this mountain in terms of hiking. I don't even know if you can hike to the top of Mount Shasta. But I mean, it looks pretty unforgiving right now, and we're not even in winter time yet. This is only November 14th, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of snow already up on the higher elevations of this mountain. So another month or two, this mountain is going to be overloaded with snow. But it's a beautiful area, you know, the nice little valleys down below. It looks more like ranch land down below. A lot of the scrub oak. And then Brenda just saw a little furry critter. She's going to go give chase. But yeah, as I was saying, it's kind of nice because it's not like being up in Northern Oregon where it's all green. You know, up in the Portland area and you know, a little bit further into the Pacific Northwest, most of the landscape is it's overly green. It's like just green. But down here, I like it because it has more of a mixture of like the yellows and the browns, and you know, it has more of a variety to the coloring scheme. It's not so overloaded with green, which is kind of nice. But it is nice because you have a lot of the pine forests around and a lot of the oak trees, and the forested areas are counterbalanced with a lot of the ranch land and the prairie land, which I think is kind of nice. Come on, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you getting up to? She loves to harass little furry critters. Why can't you just live and let live? Be a pacifist. Be more compassionate to your fellow mammals. But anyway, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Just a little quick video that I decided to do on the fly, so nothing special, but just wanted to give you a nice up close and personal look at beautiful Mount Shasta in the Cascade Mountain ranges here in Northern California, right outside the little town of Weed, California.